how to get a job in software industry? How do you do normally? By building communication and all, you get a job in software industry. What is the key skill you require to enter software? A software skill, right? But if you see today, there are so many skills, technical skills, which are offering jobs. But why everyone is not getting a job in software? What could be the reasons? Recession. If I disprove that there's no recession, there are a lot of jobs open, what do you do? The recession and all these things are excuses, reasons what people give. Honestly speaking, there are ample of jobs available in the market. Ample of jobs available in Hyderabad market. I can show you job for each and everyone sitting in this room. There's so many openings in Hyderabad. And people say recession, IT boom has come down, there is no demand for so and so skill, is what the reasons and excuses we give for ourselves. But if you see, how many people sitting in this room had not visited Amirpet? Who had not visited Amirpet? That means you all visited Amirpet, right? Some other point, you must have enrolled at least in one course. It could be the time of your graduation or after the graduation, you must have entered Amirpet. You all know, right? Amirpet is famous for this, all these IT courses. Like every person visits Tirupati, every software guy visits Amirpet. That's what is happening. But how many people are really choosing the right skill? Because I get so many people coming to me, to my office for jobs, and majority, 85% people are software. Remaining are MBAs. Most of the software people come with only 3 or 4 skills maximum. What are the 3-4 skills? Yeah? C, C++, Java, testing, and .NET, and Oracle, SAP, and Java, and okay, mainframes. So if you see, you are only revolving around not more than 5 to 6 skills. But you know how many most happening demanded skills are there in the market? Yeah? Sir, you have this net connected? Okay, I would like to take you to one site which will really help you to choose the right career. Before picking up any skill, it's very much important for you to do a research and survey which skill can fetch you a good job. And unfortunately, most of the people get into one particular skill because someone has already got into that and got a job. My brother, my brother-in-law, my cousins are Oracle or Java or .NET. Outside, I'm also into this. But remember one thing, what suits you may not suit others. The skill what the person has got a job, there's no guarantee that you're going to get a job in the same skill. Do you agree that? But again, we again fall in the same circle, right? Where we do the same mistakes what others are doing. And looking at us, our next coming generation do the same thing. But you just open up. Before choosing a career, it's very much important for you to choose the right skill. If it's software, or it could be management, or it could be finance. There are ample of opportunities in the market. How do you say that this skill is more in demand? How can you say that? Survey what? How do? You normally inquire people, you see the news articles or various sources, you say like, this is in boom, we'll say like, there's a lot of boom for SAP, they say. How many people are doing SAP over here? Quite few. But as a freshers, SAP is not the right kind of skill. Many people are not aware of that. They directly, after graduation, they enroll themselves into SAP and they'll try to look for jobs. And you won't get jobs because SAP is not the right fit for the fresher. That you need to understand. And non-IT, you take MBA or you take MCOM or you take BTech is a majority of the people, right? I think how many are BTechs? Oh, quite few. How many are MBAs? How many are graduates? Any MCAs? Oh, IT people are in majority, right? Okay, that's nice. So maybe future will have only two categories. One is IT, one is non-IT. You people. So it's connected. Okay. So what I sincerely suggest is, because you all are looking for jobs and people who are in the jobs who want to go to the next level, right? Because today a person is not sticking to one particular company for more than 2 years. He want a change for various reasons. He says, if I stick in the same company, people will doubt my inability. They think I'm not doing well, that's why I'm sticking to the same company. And the other reasons also. People want to grow. They want to have more exposure, better growth. For that reason, they want to move to other companies for every 2 years. So every individual has got their own reasons for that. Okay, this is one interesting site. I figured it out. This will tell you what is the requirement of a particular skill and what is the job market for that particular skill. You all want to see that? This is indeed.com/job trends. Is the link name, is the domain. Indeed, indeed.com/job trends. You can see this Indeed is an application which checks the overall openings in all the job portals through search engine, and it has gotten algorithmic calculation and gives which skill is in demand. For example, I'll say Java fresher. When I say Java fresher, Indeed will show us the graph, what is the requirement for Java, or is it a good thing. You see the scale. So it says for freshers Java, yes, there are quite few openings right now in the market, looking at the scale. And if you can see the right side, all the skills, these are the most happening skills and has got most high requirement in Hyderabad in the south. Like for example HTML5, you all know, right, which is the most happening thing in the market. And even now most of the mobile applications want to convert into HTML5, and even iOS want to have an integration of HTML5. But unfortunately there are very few people working on HTML5, so they can find the demand over here. MongoDB is a database, iOS for Apple, any of the Apple operating system, all works on the iOS. Android, you know, there's a maximum Android openings right now in the market. Android and iPhone application development. And the pay scale is much higher than any other like Java, .NET you take in the market. And a very high growth as well. So what I want to highlight is, in the later you can just go through it and see which skill suits the best and take the right decision. Okay. So now you understood these are the few links like indeed.com/job trends. LinkedIn gives you a lot of most happening job news of the market, and you can find out the which skill suits the better and you can take that option. Skill Pages, skillpaggs.com, is a very new innovative tool for applying your resumes. Naukri Monster, if you see, they have become a little more, I won't say outdated, but little old. Every fresher by default gets into Naukri. Skill Pages has a very good success rate, where they directly introduce you to the company which has a requirement for similar skill. WhizzleTalk is also the most, it just started last month. I was following it since past 1 month. They have a very innovative style of recruitment. They directly send your resume to the HR, directly to the HR. You can go to the WhizzleTalk website also. It's an interesting way of innovative recruitment, what they do. And once you know which skill to learn, how to master the things, and the most challenging question is how to get a job. Now you are ready with the skill, with the complete confidence, and now you want to get a job. Is it that easy to get a job? It is easy, but if you see the competition, you see the person sitting next to you is your competitor. You agree? He may be your close friend right from your schooling, but he is your competitor when it comes to job. Because there are only 5 apples, there are 10 people. Who is going to get the apple? The person who is more hungry. The person who has got that drive, that desperation to fulfill his stomach hunger, he gets that apple. And the competitive world of the job is in the equally competitive that you need to fight for that. Fighting, you need to upgrade your skills. You need to hone yourself with so much of skills and knowledge, you should be able to talk. And unfortunately, people come to us, they talk only few things. If a person is skillful in Java or finance or marketing, he is unable to talk about .NET or any other domains. Why? Because people are just only focusing on one particular thing, ignoring the other things. But if you see the current job market, the industry want a person who has got multitasking skills. And multidimensional personality means where the person should always think on the feet, should have so much of knowledge, and he can answer whatever is asked. So let's try to understand how we can improvise all these things. So we need to get prepared. As I said, you need to build your skills. There's a very common question in every interview they ask, how much you rate yourself in a particular skill. And many people think at least for 10 seconds and say maybe 3.5. Why you need to think so much? Because you're not confident about your skill. If you're really confident, you can directly say 4 out of 5. How many people can really confidently say that in front of an interviewer that how much you rate yourself? 4 out of 5. That confidence, one answer, that statement can create an impression to an interviewer. Looking for the right opportunity. This is one of the most common mistake every job seeker does. There are openings, every person runs there. There are walk-ins, every person line up over there. There is some kind of reference happening, again every person go there. But after going there, after waiting for long hours and after 1-2 rounds, then you'll realize that is not the right job for you. That is not the right opportunity for you because you are not planning where you want to go. We know we all need job for a lot of things. We are idle since quite some time. People are looking for job because tough competition. Here what I suggest is you need to find out the right opportunity. Every job is not right opportunity for you. You should know which job really suits well to you and then you need to apply for that. Otherwise, you are wasting your chances. People say, I attended 5 interviews, but I didn't get a job. I said, what did you gain? He'll say, experience. Do you really call that experience? I'll say it's foolishness. You went to 5 interviews, you lost all the 5 chances, and you say it's experience. I don't find any experience out of that. And even the 6th interview, you're doing the same mistake. That means your experience is not valued. You're not trying to learn out of your previous mistake. So when you get an opportunity, study well whether the opportunity really suits you or not. Then only you take a decision whether you need to attend that interview or not. So you need to wait for the right opportunity. And preparation for the opportunity, which is the most important thing. Now you know what skill you need to get in. You are prepared for that. You are 4 out of 5 rating in that skill. And now you are ready with full confidence because you got a right opportunity. And once you got a right opportunity, now you need to prepare for 2 things. The first thing is a good resume and facing interviews. These both things are inevitable thing on every individual. It's not just for a job seeker. Even a person who is working, he must have even 10 years of experience. Even he should come up with a good resume or a CV. Because people want to upgrade in life. When you keep upgrading, you should also upgrade your resume. And interviews. Interviews are not just job interviews, my dear. You have so many interviews, right? What all interviews you face in life? Job interview? Yeah, marriage interview. When you go for marriage, you need to face it every walk of life. As you keep growing, there's an interview. For promotion, appraisal, you have an interview. Even to leave the company, you have an exit interview. So interview is always around you. So you should always be prepared for that. Today I am here only because of my resume. Someone liked my resume because there's something good about that. That's why they asked me to come and talk over here. Before that, probably sir said like he knows since past 5 years. But other people also know me because of my resume. A piece of paper which we type some content makes a lot of difference. You won't go, you don't know, the interviewer don't know how do you look, what do you do, but a piece of paper will judge you, value you. So that is the value and importance of an resume. A resume is a marketing tool. A marketing tool for an individual to promote and market yourself. When you're going and looking for a job, that means you need to sell yourself. If you can't sell, you're not a good marketer. So let's try to see what all things comes under resume. I know you all are good with that. I know you all are very good with resume, right? Any people carrying resumes over here? Quite few, but is every person's resume is ready in your mailbox? Every person, right? Job seekers and people who are working. So let's try to see. I know you all know what doesn't this resume consist, but just try to recollect what more you can add into that and make it much more better. How long does a recruiter see your resume? Any idea? Sorry? 45 seconds. 5 seconds. Sorry? 1 minute. Let's see. It's 20 seconds. A recruiter just sees 20 seconds a resume. Because when I was a recruiter, after a 1.5 year of practice, I brought it down to 11 seconds. I can see a resume in 11 seconds and say whether this candidate is fit for a job or not. But for a few technical skills and all, it's an average 20 seconds. What a recruiter see goes through the entire resume. It could be 3 pages or 5 pages. Or even it could be 1 page, it's going to be much more less, maybe 5 seconds. Why do you need a good resume? Is it really that necessary to have a good resume? Because we discussed, before you go and see the person, you need to send a piece of paper which says and decides your fate to give you an opportunity. So it's very much important to create an impression to the interviewer about you just by adding good content, talking few facts and describing about yourself. Because all the HR companies, wherever you apply, they are gatekeepers. Because I told you, if I say no, there are interviews happening next street, no one will be sitting here. Everyone will run there. You agree? If I say next 4 o'clock the interviews are happening in the next building, everyone will go there. Even the great personality comes, you won't sit here. Because you want to grab the opportunity. Because the competition is so intense again, that every person will not get a chance. So these gatekeepers will just screen the resume and try to send the people who are suitable for that. And how do they screen the resume? On what parameters? Because every company, every job has a description. We call that as a JD. And here let me reveal you a simple small technique and a secret how you can get a chance for an interview. You want to learn that? This is the most effective technique I noticed and implemented, and I was succeeded all the 100 times. You all send resume, but only 10 resumes are selected. Why? Because only those 10 resumes have few keywords, the keywords which match the keywords of job description. You got it? But what we do, we prepare resume the moment we passed out of our graduation, and even after 2 years we'll send the same resume. We never update that. And you should always prepare a new resume for a new job. So always try to, because a resume consists of set of keywords. It's only set of keywords where the keywords should match the job description. In the newspaper they'll give you what are the job description. Excellent communication skills, 0 to 2 years of experience in so and so skill, person with graduation with 75% of aggregate. All these things are the keywords, and try to put the same keywords in your resume. And what will happen? You'll definitely get a job, call letter for an interview. And of course you can't just fake. You need to put them only if you are really have that and confident about that. And I believe that most of the people are very much suitable for any job description. Only confidence you lack in is that you say like probably I may not face the interview. Even that will cover how we can face that. Right? So next time when you're preparing resume, make sure you go through the job description, identify the keywords which you have in yourself and try to highlight them. Again, as I said, the purpose of a resume is to get an interview. As we all keep applying online, offline through references, but only out of many, only few get an opportunity for an interview. And the few get because their resume suits the job description. So what all your resume tells me about, or it should really talk about? You all want to know that? Don't want to know? You want to know? The resume tells more what you are, where you have been, and what you have done. Simple, right? Just 3 things they want to know about yourself. And people are really scared to prepare a good resume. Just 3 things you need to answer. But let's try to detail these 3 things. So what do they really want to know? No, the basic things, yes, they want to know. But what is in detail they want to know, let's try to understand. Your core skills. Every individual sitting here has a core skills. That's your core competency. Right? Few people are exceptionally good in technical. Few are very good in functional. Few are very good in something else. Those are your core skills. And that is what the companies are looking for. How should you organize your resume? Not to talk in generic way, but there is a fact. Every day in average I receive 5 to 8 resumes. Every day I receive them. In that, not even one is organized well. Not even one is up to the standards. It's very vague. The same information, if I get a resume from the 3 friends, only the names are changed. Rest everything is the same. It happened once. I got 2 resumes from the same friends. Everything was the same except the name. Even father name was same. So these are the basic information you need to cover. Name, contact information, personal information, your career objective, education, experience, career history, certifications and training courses, technical and interpersonal skills, publications, awards and activities. So let's try to see in little detail how we can narrate all these things. And any other info. You all know that first thing what a person wants to see on the top left is your name. Who does his name belongs to, right? Who the resume belongs to. And your always name need to be expanded with your surname. That's very much important. Because there could be 100 Sanjays. But there could be only one Sanjay Enisetty. So to differentiate that, surname is very much important. Your address. So to identify whether from which area you come from. Are you from Bangalore? Are you from Hyderabad? Are you from Delhi? It gives me an idea. Email. Again, this is a very, I find it very funny. Most of the people don't have a professional email IDs. How many people have a professional email IDs? What do you mean by professional email ID? Your name dot surname or your name surname, right? But many people like, I get a lot of emails saying that Karthik24carat@yahoo.com. What does that mean? Ruler of the hearts at rediffmail.com. Is this the email ID you're going to send for a job? You need to create a special email ID which is used only when you're applying for jobs. Phone numbers. This is very important because why I want to highlight is when few resumes are shortlisted, I try to reach those people. But they say this person is unavailable because the network problem. So it's very much important always try to give a number which has a very good network and reachable. Your personal information. As you all write the same thing, father's name, date of birth. Date of birth should be, because again, few people have a different date of birth in the certificates. So always give the date of birth which is in the certificate, not a different one. Your marital status. If you're married, what do you say? You're married, right? If you're not married, if you're not married, you say single. If you're married, you say double. You say married. Languages known. It's very much important. Whatever languages you know, you can highlight your mother tongue, Sometimes people know 5 languages. So you can always mention all those things. This is the most important thing, and I like this part very much, career objective. How many people can write their career objectives on their own? Very few out of large group, right? I see this is one more mistake many people do. They always try to copy the career objective of others. And that never ever suits to your resume. Again, if you're friends, the career objective is same. Rest everything is different. So make sure, it's a very simple thing, career objective. What is your objective for the job? You need to mention. It could be like to utilize your skills to the growth and development for the organization and to yourself. Something in those lines. And a career objective need not be an entire paragraph. It could even be simple, short and sweet for one line also. And as I said, when you are applying for different jobs, education. These days I find people just highlight their only the latest education. They say BTech and leave it. And they try to avoid the previous educations like their +2 or other graduation or their schooling and all. Because it's very much important to interviews to understand from where you have done your schooling. Because schooling talks a lot about you. Your individual's behavior, your attitude makes a lot of difference based on your schooling as well. So it's equally important to understand your schooling, your earlier college, it could be your +2 or graduation, or post-graduation. It should always come in the latest order. What you have done the latest need to be shown that, and it comes in least SSC, your +2, your graduation, then your post-graduation. And as we all write, this percentage and all, it's applicable if you're a fresher. For experienced person, you need not mention all these things. For experienced person, just you can give a very briefly about your latest education qualification from which university, that's it. Not even your +2 and all not required. Because you need to talk much about your previous experience. For the freshers, yes, you don't have any experience, you're a fresher. You need to talk about your projects. If you're BTech or if you're an MBA or if you're any graduate, for sure you must have undergone a project, right? So you need to just talk about that project and whatever certifications you have done, courses you have done. It could be technical, non-technical. If you're good at, if you've done any PGDCA kind of certifications, it always add value to do that. And also, in this previous, this training courses, you must have done few PGDCA certifications, right? Or some other GNET certifications, or if it's finance students, they'll do some CA finance certifications. And if you're IT people, you'll do some course certification. All these things comes under this. And give a little description about that, where you are done from and what was the duration, if you want to mention on that. Your technical and interpersonal skills. This is where these companies are quite interested in. Because today, the most mandatory skills for any individual is to be a tech savvy. A tech savvy includes you're operating a computer very well, you're good with MS Excel, you're good with Google, you're good with copy and paste, that's already you are, right? So, technology related, whatever things you feel you want to highlight, you do that. But again, there's a mistake, many people do this. When you're applying for a functional job, when you're applying for a marketing job, people mention C, C++ and Java. Is that relevant? It's nowhere relevant. Because you have undergone that course in your graduation, you want to show that. But logically, it's not relevant. So you shouldn't project any technical skills when you're applying for a non-technical job. Only the technical skills you need to apply is your basic computer skills, your MS Excel skills, and anything which feels this adds value to my job, that you need to highlight. And for MBAs and finance people, you know, like Tally and other things adds a lot of value. You need to do that. Interpersonal skills, again, any goal-oriented things, and your communication presentation skills need to be highlighted. Whatever you're good at, you can just write a 1-2 lines about that. Language skills. I get few resumes, people are also good with foreign languages. Where when you're mentioning of language skills, make sure you write about your proficiency in reading, writing, and speaking. So if you see most of the companies, if they want to relocate you based on your language, they may give you an option like, if you're good with Marathi and all, would you like to go to Bombay or Pune? If you're good with Tamil, they say, would you like to go to Chennai? So all these options are also open. This is the most important thing I say, because it's not just academics where a person looks at you. You also see how sporting you are, how sportive you are, and what kind of awards and activities you have done in your college days or even at your time of your employ. This plays a very important position in your resume. What could be any awards to name, all these things you can mention. And who has given that award? A little description for what. Just don't mention participation things and other things. Only if you really feel this adds some value, then mention that. Other events, like attended events. Does attending Impact makes a difference in your resume? Attending Impact program makes a difference in your resume? Yes? Sure? Then everyone need to write this, because when people get to know you attend such kind of events, they can understand what kind of exposure you got, what kind of knowledge you've gone through all this 2 weeks of program, and that makes and adds a lot of value. And many people like who attended the previous years of Impact, who meet me, who also come to me sometimes, they say like, we gained a lot because of this program. And they also get jobs. And it's a branded program. It's like you go to an GNIT or some other course and they say you're a graduate from there. The same thing. If they say you're a graduate from the Impact, there are a lot of chances for you to get a job. And believe me, it's a fact. And I find few people these days, they also do a lot of research activities. They do some personal interest and all, publications, articles writing, all those things you can mention. General interest, normally we call it as hobbies and personal interest. So you can write what are you really good at. People say like, example I said drawing, paintings, solving puzzles, reading books, novels. But when you say you're reading books and novels, be careful. Because many people try to say they're good at books, but when we really come to the conversation, you won't open up. So few things you should always think and write only if you're really into that, or else simply avoid and ignore them. And things you should avoid your resume. So far, you're clear about what the things you need to put in a resume, right? It's equally important to understand what are the things you need to avoid. And because many people do these mistakes. It's even experienced people do the mistake in preparing resume. So what are the things you need to avoid? Few people like to put their employee IDs or roll numbers or some other kind of sequence series which need to be avoided. Personal photo, because for the profile you can put a personal photo because it's a profile. For the resume and CV, it's not advised to